way to the pilot episode
Let's go.
of Biting the BitClout.
Working up that appetite. Thor and I walked it up this morning. I think we walked like 20,000 steps. We're about to meet the one and only Chet Long for some sushi. We're going to this place called Sugarfish. What I love about this place, Thor, it's very simple. They have basic ingredients. They don't get cute with the rolls. The menu is not too large. Everything's phenomenal. And who doesn't love great sushi? We're right on the water. Figure this is a great landscape for our pilot episode. Sunday, we're at the beach in Santa Monica, and we're pulling up to this place in a couple seconds here. It's right across the street.
Here we go.
Stay tuned, folks. Let's go, baby.
All right, so we're outside. What's going on?
So, you know, Thor, this place is so good. Of course, there's a very long wait. We're looking at 90 minutes, maybe 120, 2 hours.
Wow.
So basically, we're thinking we're going to see what Chet wants to do. I wish I could.
There he is.
Yeah.
The pilot episode of Biting to BitClout.
We're really, dude, this is amazing. Thanks for doing the pilot with us. And so, of course, right off the bat, we've got like an hour and a half, 2 hour wait. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. So,
right. So we could
either wait for the bite.
Right. So yeah, we could either we could audible, or we could just get takeout and find a place to set up shop. What do you think?
Yeah.
So we
We're
hung
next.
out.
We're next on this.
We're next. It's been a bit over an hour. This
We're
food's
hungry.
that good. How's it going, sir?
Good.
Pretty good. We're on the list. Mike Rolland for free.
Oh, perfect. You got here?
Yep.
Come on in.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. That'd be great. Thank you.
Ordering sake bombs.
Let's go, guys. Let's get it. Chet, I guess for starters here, we are eating. What's your favorite cuisine?
Ooh. Gotta be steak. Just steak. Hands down steak. Yeah.
So we actually had the luxury. I mean, last night I did have acid reflux for our viewers, but we were with Chet at Korean barbecue. That steak looked great.
That steak is fantastic.
So
You can cook it any way you want it.
that was that completely your type of jam.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like when I really go for steak, it's like a place like Kai in Phoenix, which I don't know if you've been to or
I
not.
don't think I have
It's
actually.
at the Grand Sheraton, and it's the best restaurant I think in Arizona. It's
Oh.
run by native tribes, but it's like a 5-star stuff.
We're gonna have to go there next time.
It's fantastic. I want to take you out there.
Oh man, thank you.
Ooh, fresh sake.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Sugarfish embodies the philosophy of celebrated sushi chef Kazunori Nozawa, well known for his Trust Me style sushi at Sushi Nozawa, which operated in Studio City from 1985 to 2012. Nozawa shuns American-style extravagant rolls and fusion dishes. Now that we're all in a full-body sushi coma, let's go and get to know Chet a little bit better. Here we are. We just had a phenomenal meal together at Sugarfish. Chet, Thor, and I downed some phenomenal sushi. Guys, I mean, what do you think overall?
It's got to be the absolute best sushi place I've ever gone to. Michael Rolland here has some of the best tastes in the business.
Oh, Chet, thanks so much, man. I'm glad you said that. Like, that's really my ultimate goal here, is I hope to hear a lot more of that when we go out together. And a lot of times with Biting a BitClout, it'll be on everyone else's home turf. So even Chet, when we were eating, he told us about his favorite steakhouse in his neck of the woods in Arizona called Kai. So we'll definitely be going to his neck of the woods soon and making that happen. And ironically, we all had steak last night, even though I couldn't eat it that great. Ate a little too fast, got a little acid reflux, but Thor and Chet had some good Korean barbecue. And yeah, we've just been hanging out. We had a long wait. It was worth the wait, clearly. We got to know each other a lot more on the beach.
I would have honestly waited 6 hours.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm with you. It was unbelievable. Chet's had quite the life story, everyone. I mean, he's not even 30 years old yet, and I feel like I'm 20 years younger than him with what he's accomplished. It's unbelievable. I mean, Chet, can you give us, I know this is tough to do after we just talked because you've had quite the life. But if somebody was to ask you, not even in an elevator pitch, because that's tough, but what would you say about your life story up to this point?
That there's almost too much of it to tell. Yeah,
Right?
I would say in the shortest synopsis of it, I grew up in an incredibly abusive home where I was pretty much beat for anything for 15 years. My dad believed he was a religious extremist, prophet, totally skewed my view of the world. I thought the entire world outside of where I lived was evil besides our family. And that skewed everything until I realized finally one day when I was, I didn't have friends growing up, and when I finally got into foster care, I realized, wow, the world isn't the way it seems. And I took from that, the entire experiences that I had, that I just had to roll with the punches. No matter what happened, just go with the flow. Let life take you where it takes you. And, I take control of it where I can. I went to the Air Force because of that. I was in the Air Force for 7 years. I was an intelligence analyst. I was basically a cyber threat expert as well. I did, at least 15 other additional duties beyond that I can't even go into in the speed that I would want to. Learned a lot from it, but also learned that I didn't have enough of my personal freedom. And I got medically retired from PTSD that I had experienced, and had to start up a whole new life. And in the time that I was in the Air Force, I did, multiple different things other than that. As I mentioned, I was a Court Point Special Advocate for abused and neglected children. I have been the chairman and CEO of 2 different nonprofit organizations. I've been a Wikipedia administrator for close to 15 years now. And I've learned so much through all those different things that I would never want to be stuck in one job. And that's... When I come to BitClout and something like that, it really appeals to that side of me where I see the potential to be involved in so many different projects, to lose yourself in the projects, and to not ever be stuck down or tied down to one thing. You don't have to be truly committed to anything, although you can be loyal to all the best people that are around you and help everyone that you want. So
it's incredible, man. I know we brought this up when we were eating a bit, the power of evolution within a lifetime. It's remarkable how you've changed. Even we talked about like the power of the pivot a ton, how you've gotten into so many different things, even religion, agnostic to converting to Judaism within a lifetime. Like, that's remarkable to think about. I think when we think back to previous generations, you didn't see shifts like that within one person's life, let alone before they're 30 years old. So that's remarkable, Chet. And it seems like even meeting you down in Miami, meeting you here, and then spending a lot more time intimately today, it's remarkable how you're able to actually live with everyone when you're around them. I see it. Thor, I know you saw that today too. Chet is so present, like as much as anyone I've ever met. It's remarkable. Like, you listen in a way where it's not just hearing someone like, oh yeah, you're engaged, and you're awesome to talk to because you're worldly and you really enjoy learning about things that aren't even, part of your day to day, but I could tell you are fascinated by people.
I don't understand the point of communication if it isn't to truly listen to the other person and understand where they're coming from. If you're just there to talk about who you are and what you're doing, you'll never grow as a person. So that's where that comes from for me. Yeah.
I mean, Chet, I think it was fitting having you on, being in the Air Force. I know we joked about this over the meal a bit, that this is the pilot episode, pun intended. But to make and even keeping things a bit light here, Chet, what would you say if you were on an island and had a choice of one meal to eat for the rest of your life ongoing? Because I used to do, when I had a podcast, it would be, what's your death row meal? That just seemed too gloomy, So I figure this is a better way to approach that, where it's like, what meal would you be cool eating every single day?
That is a really good question.
It's tough, right?
That is a very tough question. Steak is my favorite meal, but I don't know that I would eat it every day.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, it's that would be a tough one.
If it was a drink, it'd be wine.
Oh,
Specifically Pinot Noir.
Now we're talking. Big fan.
Sonoma Coast. But for a meal.
And dessert's fine too. You could have dessert in there if you want. No problem.
See, and I used to be a huge sweet tooth as a child.
Okay.
But as I grew older, that just flipped right out the window. It's become.
I like the thought that you're putting into this. It's a tough one. It really is.
I would honestly eat that buffalo bison steak at Kai with the saguaro cactus sauce, which is like the way that they get it.
Oh, man.
It takes like they have to go over an acre of land to be able to create 1 ounce of the sauce, and it's just the production in it. I would literally, I would eat that. I think every day for the rest of my life.
See,
Yeah.
this guy, hey, Thor, I think that's as good of a thought-provoking answer as you can get with food. I mean, you could tell Chet really was thinking, like, what would it be? And, hey, man, you like what you like. Steak, I mean, last night it wasn't agreeing with me like most times, but steak is awesome. A good steak when you're craving it, too, that's tough to beat. And, Chet, this has been incredible, man. Appreciate you coming down here and taking us back to the hotel even.
I think that your concept and idea is going to take off here a long way. It's a beautiful way to connect people here on the community on BitClout. You're combining 2 of the basic elements of life, food and people.
Hey, man.
And with all the creative content we see on here, I think it's going to be an awesome way for everyone to get to know people on a different side that they would every day.
Dude, I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me on this.
Dude, thank you. And hey, Chet Long, pilot episode, folks. This is the first ever episode of Bite into BitClout, season 1 pilot, episode 1. So remember it here. Chet Long broke chopsticks with us. It was sushi, and Sugarfish was our first ever restaurant. Stay tuned, and we'll be having Chet on again for sure. I mean, this was awesome.
I'd love to come
Second
back.
helping, maybe third, who knows? So,
All right.
Hey, take care, folks. We will see you soon. Dive into a food coma. Oh, yeah.